Okay, so this is Prince of Persia: The Shadow and the Flame remake. I literally knew nothing about this run like 2 hours ago, but now I am an expert. So this is level one. Um, Level one has got a tutorial, and in New Game Plus we can opt out to skip the tutorial, but actually we don't want to skip it because while the tutorials are showing, turns out the in-game time is not counted. And so, for example, when we're fighting this enemy, when it says swing to attack, during that moment the in-game timer is not increasing, and so we actually save in-game time, which is the timing method for this game, by playing the tutorial. So this is New Game Plus, which means that we have all the life upgrades and weapons and everything. So the sword that we're using here is actually Dad's sword from the Two Thrones. I don't know why, it's just how it is. It's the most powerful sword in the game.
And yeah, this is pretty much a worse version of T2T Mobile, so yeah. I'm sad for all the T2T mobile enjoyers. And also, we are doing some combos, like for example, Serpent Strike. That's one of the combos we're gonna use at the beginning to clear out, I guess, this sort of enemy type. And also, as we progress the game, the enemies grow stronger, and we're gonna use a different combo for them. But we also can do attacks that are like not part of a combo, and just like do basic attacks, which will also be quick for some enemy types. Also, this is the end of level 1, which is similar to Pop 2, where we climb up onto the ship at the end. And also, here's a little surprise. You know the island and the puzzle with RNG tiles? Well, that's non-existent in this version of the game. That's actually the only level that's cut from this version of Pop 2, I guess. And yeah, so we pretty much have the same amount of levels as Pop 2 actually, because this game has one additional level near the end, which is not part of original Pop 2 speedrun, or well, Pop 2 game. And that's pretty much already the end of level 2, so yeah, it's pretty much this right now is level 3 of this game, but in original Pop 2 this would be level 4 actually.
Yep, so just there, if you've seen the Prince of Persia 2 speedrun, you'd know that in order to get down here, you would need a floating potion. However, in this game, because the parkour mechanics are slightly different, you can actually just make it down there with some standard parkour.
Also, this is one of the funnier enemy kills where we... it's worth mentioning that this game is a lot like T2T for some reason, and there's also a stealth insta-kill mechanic, just like in T2T, which we use, but what we actually gonna do here, for example, we could have done a stealth kill on that enemy that was near the traps, but what we have done is that we roll onto the enemy, very close to it, and we started the fight, and that pushed the enemy into the traps, killing the enemy instantly. It's also worth mentioning that once the fight is initiated in this game, you can't get out of it, like in original Pop 2. I mean, you can pretty much get out of the fight in any Prince of Persia game except for this one and 2K8.
So something interesting here, we're waiting for the enemy to approach us, and that's because as soon as we walk forward, there's a trigger which loads in more enemies. And if we kill that enemy before walking into that trigger, then we have enough time to escape before the enemies load in. And that's the end of level 3. We're now on level 4. So up until now, we've been using regular attacks to kill all the enemies. For this one, we're actually going to use a combo. This one is called Serpent Strike. It's one of 2 combos that we'll be using. So Serpent Strike is the faster combo that we'll be using, but it does less damage. So in cases where Serpent Strike is sufficient to kill an enemy, we'll use that. And in other cases where that's not sufficient, we'll use another combo called Falcon Fury. I definitely did not have to look at my notes to recall that. So anyway, as for this room, in the original version, with the carpet room, there's no boss guarding it, unlike this game. So it's an interesting difference from the original game. There's a boss guarding the carpet room, and we will see a fight with this boss in the next few minutes.
one thing worth mentioning is that if you don't have any obstacles in the way, the fast way of moving is actually just jumping instead of holding around. I don't know what's the fastest way to do, but that's at least the case for this game. So yeah, I think soon we will approach the boss fight. Yeah, this game actually has boss fights. I think there's 3 in total, if I remember correctly, and this guy has multiple phases. So Smath, did you want to add something?
I was just gonna say, interestingly, this is the longest boss fight in the speedrun. And I think that's precisely because there are, as you said, 3 phases. So that was the end of phase 1, he's now teleported. Technically there are 4 phases, but as you'll see, because this is New Game Plus and we've got the most powerful sword in the game, we can just kill him from phase 3. And so we're entering phase 3 now. And then we do Falcon Fury, which is the combo that does more damage but is slower, and we kill him. And we're entering phase 4 now, but because he's already dead, that's just the end of the level. And now we're entering level 5, which, as we said, is the equivalent of level 6 in the original because we skipped the beach level.
Also, one fun thing you might have seen is that how the enemy, you saw something coming out like all the way down. That's because the 4th phase of the fight is actually happening all the way down, and because when you kill the enemy in the 3rd phase, it just warps there for a moment and then just instantly dies, because that is actually what's supposed to happen. Also, we are introduced to corruption, or well, slash blobs. Curse you, damn things. This caused me really the epilogue run yesterday. Yeah.
So apparently this game is a lot like 2K8 as well. Anyway, this is level 5, equivalent of level 6 in the original game. And we can actually skip this level by abusing a glitch which allows us to exit straight to the next level as soon as we start. So we can do that in the original. Unfortunately, we can't do that in this version, so we actually have to play the level.
Yeah, also when it comes to the skulls, those skulls are really just, I guess, this game's Medusas. Because
Yep.
we have Medusas in Pop 2. Yeah, sadly I have this game. Love those enemies. Also, when it comes to skulls, we can't attack them directly because they will always counterattack us. So we have to wait, counterattack them, and then do a combo. Also, you just saw an instance of like the second combo in Smathlax, which is stronger right there for the first time actually from the normal enemy setting up to the boss. Anyway, near the end of the last level, you might have seen like yeah, you can do that fight faster, and if you do it fast enough, you actually can just finish the level before the last enemy approaches you. Kind of
Alright, so what we just saw with that skeleton about 10 seconds ago, it's actually very interesting. So, as you approach the skeleton, there's a trigger to make him turn around. But actually, if you hit the trigger twice, or perhaps there are 2 triggers, it's a bit unclear, but both of them do the same thing. And if you hit them twice, then he turns around twice. And by doing some quite finicky movement, you can actually make him turn around twice and then just sneak up to him and kill him, which is very neat in my opinion. And there's some corruption there. It does deal some damage to us, but even in a new game run, it wouldn't matter. They don't deal a whole bunch of damage. And then there's another thing we did here to make the skeleton turn around twice. So some very specific movement, which abuses the triggers in order to skip this fight. So I believe we are in level 7 now, if I'm not wrong. Start off with just some jumping to get through all of these quickly.
Yeah, this is level 7 from this version, level 8 from the original.
Yep. So for the first time we see these stronger Medusa heads, and to kill these ones we actually need to use the Falcon Fury combo, which is the stronger combo. We have used that combo on standard enemies before, but not on Medusa heads. Also, you saw a green potion down there. That's one of the health upgrades, but we don't take those.
Also, one thing worth mentioning, which was already done during the run, but I'm gonna bring it up here. You saw the Prince pick up the sword. Well, that really doesn't matter because we still get to keep our strongest sword of the game. So yeah, don't worry about this, like getting weaker during the round or something. And also, Prince is getting the drip finally. Yeah, it was just the whole run. So yeah, nice drip, I guess.
And in the original game, this is the point where you'd have to save and quit in order to not crash the game. But in this version, turns out you can just go normally. So this is level 8. Coming up will be quite an interesting fight with 2 Medusa heads, one from the left and one from the right. And we want the left one to hit us first. The reason for that being is that when we kill the right one, another Medusa head from the right will come after that. And if the ones on the left are already dead, then we can simply put our sword away and run away. However, otherwise, if the right one hits us first, then we'll have to kill the left one afterwards, and it's gonna waste more time because we'll have to fight an extra Medusa head.
Also, now you might have seen like this little screen showing where we're supposed to go. So yeah, there's actually another boss fight at the end, which is a red skull. But yeah, we're just gonna do some glass platform to get to that special. Also, when it comes to HP, it really doesn't matter because as you can see, GMP has grown quite a bit, and we have 451 potions right now. But anyway, here's the boss fight. We'll just use Falcon here, and he's non-boss skulls. We just finished this one off really well, if you reason.
Yeah, so
A hard boss fight compared to the first one.
yep. Level 9 now, equivalent to level 10 in the base game. This time though, however, after all these years, the prince has learned to pay the electricity bill because he got tired of walking around in the dark all the time, and you know, he's getting older now, his eyesight is deteriorating, so he figured he should just get on with it and pay the electricity bill for once.
Anyway, this is like pretty much the shortest level of the game, as you can see. It really is short. Anyway, level 10. Also, I don't know if I mentioned it, but pretty much I think every single cutscene in this game is actually skippable. So yeah, that's really like a cool thing this version of the game has.
It's skippable in the casual sense, that is, we're not doing anything like sneaky to skip the cutscenes. There's literally a skip button. That guard that we just saw there is too far away, so we can just ignore him. So here there will be 2 enemies soon coming up. So, or not yet, perhaps in 1 minute. But basically, oh, here he is. So there'll be 2 enemies. Currently we can see one. We're chasing him. If we catch him fast enough and quickly kill him fast enough, then we can exit combat before the second one arrives and quickly run away before he catches up to us and we're forced to fight him. So there he is. We just jumped over him like that. Because as Snake said earlier, actually, once you get into the combat state, there is no way to exit the combat state without killing the enemies. You're forced to kill the enemies. It's not like, say, Warrior Within, where, you know, even though it's annoying that the prince can't put his swords away, at least he can still proceed. He can do parkour and everything. But in this game, you literally cannot do anything. You have to finish the fight.
Wait, you can see Prince doing some exercising, and then Prince is actually... So what actually happened here is that GMP was waiting for a specific cycle for that enemy to sit in a specific position. Then he jumped onto the enemy and did some sort of a sneak kill onto it and actually killed the enemy instantly, and also jumping on that enemy prevented him from dying. And this is actually this game's version of a zombie glitch, pretty much, if you believe it or not. Yeah, this game also has a zombie glitch, which actually saves Prince from dying here.
So right now, during this cutscene, GMP has buffered climb up animation, so he's actually climbing already. A word on what we saw in the previous level, though. The zombie glitch itself is not actually useful. Once you get it, the only reason he does it is because it acts as a way for him to survive the fall. So that's very cool. Anyway, there are 4 doors that we have to open by pressing 4 buttons here. And we will press 3 of the buttons. However, the second one will be very interesting. So we fight this Medusa head, and we could kill it with Falcon Fury, but we're going to interrupt our attack and then use Serpent Sword, because that's going to launch the Medusa head diagonally down, and actually it launches it onto the button. So the Medusa head has just opened the second door, which is very interesting, in my opinion, using the enemy to open doors.
Yeah, I really like that skip. I say, except for the zombie glitch I mentioned, this is probably my second favorite skip also. And also, maybe you noticed at the start of the level, but Prince actually sank into the floor a bit, so yeah. This game actually has its own version of quicksand glitch as well, but sadly there was no use to it, at least for now. Anyway, those are all 4 doors pretty much. So yeah.
This game just really wants to be a Sans Trilogy game.
Yeah, it's trying hard, but it's kind of not going well when it comes to it. Anyway, it looks like another coward here, and this is actually how the snake kill is supposed to look like in this game. Like, we did some very weird stuff to, like, insta-kill enemies, but that's how the intended way of doing a snake kill looks like. But yeah, that's actually the second enemy we saw that's actually being a coward in this game, so yeah, stop being a coward. The enemies did not learn that lesson. Anyway.
So now we're entering level 12, which is once again the equivalent of level 13 in the original game. So it just starts off with some platforming. We just jump again. And just kill some enemies using Falcon Fury. So these are fairly powerful enemies because we're using the combo that does more damage to kill them.
And yeah, you can see that the enemy is saying protect the sacred flame. This is actually the level of the game. This is actually the second last level in the original Pop 2, I think. And this is like the iconic level which has the flame at the end. Except the ending of the level is going to be a tiny bit different compared to the original Pop 2. Which you will see in maybe a couple seconds, maybe a minute.
That's a cool drop down. So here we see a new enemy. He's more powerful than any of the ones we've seen so far. And because of that, we will have to use a more powerful combo to kill him. Or rather, there is no more powerful combo that we use in the run. The most powerful one is Falcon Fury, so we'll just have to repeat Falcon Fury and then 2 hits. Normal hits, that is. So yeah, as you can see, he didn't die after the combo. Which is kind of crazy considering this is the best sword in the game and the most powerful combo as well.
Anyway, this is actually the end of level 12 of this game, and now here's the bonus level which actually is not existent in the original Pop 2. And also the last level in that we just saw, actually, we just jump on the flame to hit the trigger and we go back through the door in Pop 2, as far as I know. But here we just jump to the flame and that's the ending of the level. And now this is the level 13, or well, I like to call it the filler level. And in this level, this is kind of a mental realm, I guess. It's kind of a, you know, a known thing in pop games. We have a lot of mental realms. And it's a pretty fast level with some cool platforming, and that's pretty much the end of the second last level. We're now going on to the last level, or well, level 14, which is the same as, well, it's not really the same. It has some really huge differences, but yeah, it's pretty much the, I guess, the
Equivalent
same idea where we
of
fight Jafar, the final, or well, the main villain of this game.
So like a coward, he just teleports away. And so there's not going to be a whole bunch of fighting. For the first bit of the fight, we're just going to be dodging these Medusa heads, and we'll literally be doing this for quite a few minutes. So Snake and I are just going to shut up and let you enjoy the view. Trust me, it's worth it.
Okay, guys, now it's time for the grand finale to the show.
Oh, what's happening?
This
I'm seeing
is
Jeff Keighley
extremely
here
special.
for some reason.
So,
He's about to show something.
without further ado, please sit back and enjoy this truly spectacular world premiere. It is finally time.
So I hope you enjoyed the little video GMP made during this waiting section, and luckily we actually do not have to wait for too long. We still have maybe like 30 seconds to wait, maybe a bit actually. But yeah, this is actually going to be the last. We're actually gonna fight some enemies, and then it's gonna be the last wave of this couple. They're also damaging us all the time, but as I said, it's really no problem because we have 457 potions, so GMP really doesn't have to care about HP at all. Anyway, there's a specific reason why we're gonna take damage here, or well, that's really not the reason, but we're actually gonna stand all the way down here and wait for these skulls. That's because Jafar is going to spawn here once this cycle of skulls ends, this round of skulls. So yeah, GMP is just chilling here, waiting for it to end, and then there will be, I guess, the final boss fight, and that's pretty much the end of the run. So yeah, sit back and enjoy the view.
I'm surprised he can fit 453 potions in his pockets.
What can I say? It's the prince.
And here comes the final boss, and he's dead.
Yep. We can actually... We go into the sneak mode and we just do the classic sneak attack feature of this game. That's kind of the whole concept. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the run.
So
hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed it.
To answer Vince's question, though, there is supposed to be a boss fight there. However, because we stood precisely where he will teleport, we were able to just sneak up on him and kill him with a sneak attack, which I guess the devs did not expect us to be able to do because we're not supposed to be able to stand there, we'd just die, but because we had like 400 health potions, we were able to survive standing there.
Anyway, GMP, you have anything else to add? Because I think we're done.
Yep. I hope everyone enjoyed this run, and huge thanks to Snake and Smath for doing this commentary. And I really don't have anything else to add. They pretty much covered everything I wanted to say about this run.
rate our commentary, by the way. 2 hours ago, we knew nothing about this game. I mean, nothing.
Congrats! Like that was impressive. Honestly, like this game is really looking beautiful. So yeah, also for people who don't know, like this game is usually like timed to in-game time. So like we kind of made up like the RTA time.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats, congrats. So next up, like we will go into a short intermission, and just after that, it will be Warrior Within Reverse Boss Order by Epic Dude Guy. So thanks a lot, guys, and see you soon.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the reverse boss run. See you later, guys. I hope you enjoy the